Hi YouTube, I look crazy. But this is my third video about my personal life. And so let's get into it. So one of the questions people was asking me was, where did I go after I left home? After I came out. If you didn't see my coming out video, go make sure you go watch my coming out video. Okay. So the place I went when I came out, after I came out, was I went to a shelter, a kids shelter. Like the same night I left, I went to my friend's house first. I went to my friend's house. Of course, it was like a boy, and me and this boy did X, Y, and Z. I don't want to say I used them or anything like that because we was kind of talking already, and we did what we did. Boom, next. So, the morning time came. My friends at the time, they texted me like, they're like, "Hey, where you at?" And I told them where I was at, and then they took me to a police station. And then the next thing you know, I was there for about like a good 3 hours, like literally a good 3 hours. There was like, is there any family you could go stay with? Is there any friends you could go stay with? I was just like, no, no, no. Like I didn't want to be somewhere, where my parents could come and reach me and stuff like that. So now then they took me to a shelter. They put me in the back of the cop car. I was locked up, baby. Say no. They took me to the back of the cop car. I was in there. The next thing you know, they dropped me off at this kid's shelter. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people don't like shelters and stuff like that. Like, of course, it's like not the best situation for me at the time. It was like the best situation. Like, I felt safe. I had a meal. I had a warm place to lay my head in. Nobody was coming at me, for who I was or anything like that. So it was like, okay, cool. And then the kids was like, the kids started speaking to me. They was like, "Hi, what's your name?" And I was like, my name is, Boo Boo. It was like, really, that's your name? And then I don't know, like everything was nice. I had to do all this paperwork, and yeah, I had to do all this paperwork, like a lot of paperwork. Like I don't even know how I did it, but I was just doing it. And then when I was doing the paperwork, I started crying. The guy like, are you okay? It's okay. You don't gotta cry. I'm like, just don't give up on me. I told him, I'm like, just don't give up on me. They was like, we're never gonna give up on you. They was like, do you know where you at least? I was like, no, I just know this is a shelter. They was like, okay, this is the Yes shelter. That's the first shelter I went to. Kids shelter I went to. It's called the Youth Emergency Center Services. Yeah, Youth Emergency Services. So I went in there and I was filling out the paperwork, is whatever the case is. And then I started crying. The guy was like, "Don't cry, and everything gonna be okay." And then the next thing you know, the next day they assigned me to a caseworker. But that caseworker, she wasn't my caseworker for long because you know why? She was so fake. She spoke the same language my parents spoke, and that didn't sit right with me because I felt like she was trying to send me back home to my parents, and I'm just like, damn, aren't you supposed to be my worker? Like, why are you so cool with my parents like that? Like, you're not supposed to be that cool with my parents. Like, I came in the system because of me, not because of my parents. My parents would have never put me in the system over that cases. And then the next thing, I told my judge, I'm like, hey, can I get a new caseworker? They was like, why do you need a new caseworker? I was like, because my caseworker that's working with me now, she's African and she's cool with my parents and stuff like that, and I don't feel comfortable. And then she just keep telling them every little move I'm about to do, and I feel like they're gonna try to send me home. And then the next thing you know, boom, the judge granted my wish, and he just sent me a new caseworker. The second caseworker I had, she was lovely. I loved her. But I was in that kids shelter for like longer than 30 days because I was supposed to only do 30 days, and then they was gonna find me excuse me, it's late right here, but they was gonna find me a nice place to stay in or whatever the case is. So the next thing you know, I was there for more than 30 days. And when they found me a new group home I had to go to, it was called Child First. It was in the Poconos, baby. I AWOL'd in front of my worker. I was not finna sit there and let this lady tell me what to do and how to act, and she gonna tell me, oh, no phones. First of all, I never been to the Poconos, right? Boom. I went to the Poconos, and it was nothing but green. Like, I don't do well with just green everywhere. Like, everything was like mile away. Like, I don't know why I AWOL'd. I started walking. As soon as I started seeing that I wasn't getting nowhere, I was just like, damn, I can't leave. So they're like, oh, you gotta turn your phone in and you gotta follow these rules. And I was just upset. I'm not gonna lie, I was upset. But at the same time, I'm like, nah, I don't wanna go home. So the next day I woke up, I started crying because I wanted to go home. I know. I wanted to go home like real bad. I did not care. I wanted to go home because it was like why do I want to stay here? Like, I'm not staying here. I can't go outside when I want. And then it was like a campus where like it was like girls and boys, but I was with the boys at the time. And then the girls couldn't, like, let's say the girls go outside, right? The boys can't be outside. When the boys outside, the girls can't be outside. So it was like well, with me, they knew I didn't like girls at all. So they were just letting me go outside. Like, at the first, the boys were jealous about that. I don't know why they were jealous, but well, I can see why they were jealous because I felt like I was doing whatever I wanted to do. But I'll get it off the topic. That's my problem now. But oh no, back to the story. So I woke up the next day. I started crying. I destroyed my whole room, like literally destroyed the whole room. I broke the windows. I sprayed the fire extinguisher. I think they threw it to me that day too. So I called my dad. I'm like, Dad, come pick me up. Come pick me. He's like, why do you want me to come pick you up? Where you at? I was like, I'm in the Poconos. He's like, didn't you sign yourself up for their stuff? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry. I want to go home. And then the next day, I'm thinking my dad gonna pick me up because he lied to me. He said he was gonna pick me up. Girl, that man didn't pick me up. After weeks and weeks, I was just like, man, I'm not even gonna call you no more to come pick me up because you're not gonna pick me up and stuff like that. Anyway, excuse me. But no, I was just upset being at that group home. And then the boys, they just kept staring at me like, I don't know. They wasn't treating me weird, but they was treating me weird at the same time. It was like they were trying to figure out what I was type of thing. Like, I always had a feminine face. That's one. But I wasn't transitioning. Literally, I wasn't transitioning or anything. No hormones, no nothing. So, I don't know. And then the staff that was there, he was kind of acting like he was homophobic, but he wasn't. And then he was trying to tell me that other staff that was coming in there. Like, so it's like this. I lived 7 days with one staff, and then 7 days, like, they'll switch, and the other staff will come. He tried to make it seem like the other staff was homophobic, but the other staff was not homophobic. He wanted me to be me to the fullest. I don't know how, but everybody like, damn, how did you make him accept you like that? I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, he wasn't like this. He didn't care for gay people and stuff like that. I was like, I don't know. I'm just me, I guess. Like, when I tell you, he was asking me, he was like, do you want to be a girl? Like, when I tell you, everybody kind of knew I wanted to be a girl before I wanted to be a girl. It pissed me off. Because my whole thing is, how the hell y'all knew I was going to be a girl? Like, I really want to know. How did you know? A little crazy. But no, like, how did y'all know I was going to be a girl? And then the next thing you know, he bought me my first Barbie doll. Within the same week, literally, he bought me my first Barbie doll. And I was like, he was like, here you go. I was like, what is this? He was like, it's yours. I'm like, you want me a Barbie doll? He said something. Yeah, don't you like Barbie dolls? I was like, I'm not that gay. And then he started laughing, and I was like, psych, no, I like it. I was like, what am I supposed to do with it? He like, play with it. I was trying to pretend like I didn't know what to do with it. Girl, I knew what the fuck to do with it. So, he bought me my Barbie doll. I started playing with it. And that's, matter of fact, that's how I learned how to braid hair, too. So, he like, you gonna be my son, daughter. I'm like, I don't know what that is. He like, you're gonna be my son and you're gonna be my daughter. I'm like, you want me to be two things? Like your son and a daughter? He was like, you got so much to learn. I'm like, yeah, I'm really new to this gay stuff. He like, really? I was like, yeah. He like, but you act so feminine, so naturally. I was like, I don't know how to be like a boy. Like, I was like, besides dressing up, but like my mentality, he peeped my mentality was not like how other kids were. Theirs was like more masculine and all that stuff. Me, I wanted to be around the girls. Seriously, like I wanted to be around nothing but girls. I didn't want to be around no boys. It was fun living with boys in a way. Like it's like okay, having all these brothers, but it was just awkward too because they kind of didn't look at me as a boy. They looked at me as a girl. You know, I was just like, why y'all keep looking at me like that? And I'm not gonna lie, I turned a couple of heads in there, like a lot of them at the time, but now I don't do that no more. So I think I'm sick. Yeah, I got fishnets. So, but yeah, that story wasn't long because I really just hated it. Like the main thing that was really happening to me there, it was me getting 302. Like I got 302 9 times, literally 9 times. It wasn't really like 302. It was more so like 201 because every time somebody every time something happened, they would 302 me, well 201 me, and then when I go to the hospital, when I sit there, I act very normal. Literally, that's how it goes. And then damn, that was so long ago. Damn, that was so long ago. I was in that placement. Would I go back if I had a chance to? I would. I really would. Because my whole thing is why not? Like, I had fun. I learned who I was in placement. I knew what I wanted. I knew what I didn't want. Like, it was lit in there until some weird stuff happened. But no. Damn, I got 302 9 times. Damn, that's a lot of times. Like, I really used to be thrown off. Wow. Now that I'm sitting here and thinking about it, why was I misbehaving so much? Some people think it was because I wanted attention, but my whole thing is it was already giving me attention. So, what more attention did I need? I don't know. I was a little thrown off, but it's crazy because every time they threw it to me and I go to the hospital, I would just sit there like this, acting like nothing happened to me. Literally, act like nothing ever happened to me because it was just like I didn't do that. They're like, are you feeling suicidal? Nope. Are you this? Nope. Nope. They was like, why did y'all bring at the time? Why did y'all bring him here? They was like, oh, he broke the windows. He broke everything in the house. He sprayed the fire extinguisher in the room. They was like, did you do all that? I was like, no, why would I do that? They was like, you still gotta be here though. And then I stayed there. I fought. Yeah, it's sad to say, but I fought. Damn. I used to fight a lot. Everywhere I used to go, I used to just fight. Because it was like a... Okay, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I had anger issues. Who didn't have anger issues? Like, who didn't have anger issues? I did. I have anger issues, bipolar problem. I'm a little thrown off, but that's not nobody's business to judge me. You feel me? But yeah, that story wasn't long at all. I'm trying to do more stories, but I feel like sometimes when I tell y'all my stories, I tend to feel like I'm about to cry. But today we ain't crying. I ain't gonna cry. This is my first video. I ain't never cried. But thank you guys for watching. I know it wasn't a long story. I keep telling y'all. Plus it's like very late over here. It's like 2 o'clock. I don't know why I woke up and started recording myself, but there it is.